Hey yo everybody, Haku here with my read-through for Boku no Hero Academia chapters. I'm gonna be doing 115, 116, 117, and 118. That should take us to the end of this volume that we're currently in, whichever numbered volume it is. But I just read a sort of sad new issue of The Walking Dead, so gonna get over the emotions from that and move on into this. Hopefully can cheer me up after that. So yeah, we're gonna be doing, we just finished the provisional exam and I had no idea where we're going from here, because we're probably not gonna jump straight into using the provisional licenses, because that wouldn't make a ton of sense reality wise. So maybe we're just getting back to their school life or something. Like, there are just so many ways they could go with this. But yeah, 115 to 118 is what we're doing here, and we're currently gonna start 115. Let's see what we got. Okay, random character I don't know. There ain't nothing more important than knowing just who you are. This man's morning is starting just a little more hard-boiled than usual. Look at him, off to work with those smug looks of satisfaction. That ain't right. I think it's great. I swear I'm up to my eyeballs in honest folks. What am I up to, you ask? This is just my daily routine. Thought I'd do something out of the ordinary today. My day starts with the drag of an American spirit while I look out observing. So, it's interesting that these black thought boxes are contradicting what the normal ones are saying. It's been half a month since the battle in Kamino Kanagawa and All Might's retirement. In a world where All Might won't be here, 115 unleashed. Day after day, they flood the airwaves and the web with their idle gossip, serving only to fuel anxiety. But surely at present, and now we see one of the newscasters, but surely at present it hasn't made any big impact on our lives, has it? I think that from this point forward it would be a good idea to devise measures only after pinning down all the specifics on how things will change. You're wrong, but I've got to give it to you, Miyagi. I ain't giving him shit, says the black thought box. It's so humbling to realize that the phenomenon known as All Might had grown so huge, so outsized, that we became unable to see it. And he's still watching the news. To the average Joe on the street, the one who got the biggest impact has got to be the hero who moved up to the #1 spot. Endeavor. The lion's share of society's anxiety is all about him, and who could blame him? He ain't exactly the type that everybody's gonna accept. And now back to the news. A Japan without All Might, how we go from here. A company employee 36. You just can't help comparing him to All Might. Well, I don't think Endeavor's doing anything wrong per se, but you just can't help comparing him to All Might, you know. And now we see the thought boxes again. To sum him up in a word, he's coarse, and if you ask me, he's just some schmuck playing an Ubermensch. He is Uber, says the black box. He did nothing to earn that spot. It was just a twist of fate, and he certainly can't be happy about that either. And he's moogling Endeavor, and I love Endeavor hero, Endeavor hate, Endeavor is scary, Endeavor case is solved, Endeavor is cool. Oh my gosh. If I ever became a symbol of heroes weakening, I'd hate it too. While it may be true that Endeavor has resolved a very large number of cases, there were quite a few times when he went overboard in fits of passion. Plus, his demographic support consists mostly of males 20 to 40, as opposed to All Might's broader appeal. I might suggest that instead of passively getting rescued, that we must give him a boost as a hero. Instead of highlighting his shortcomings, we should think of how best to give him a hand up on his strengths. Guess I'm a head out, says this guy, 'cause the weakening ain't about his power. Miyagi knows that full well. It's about his heart. It's all about his power, says the black thought box. Then he grabs his head. Shut up, just shut up. Never fear, for I'm here. It sure sounds heartening if you lead a normal life, but it rang as a curse to everyone who didn't. To those who were just being true to their natures, and we see somebody stealing some stuff, Aha, this is too much. I did it. I went and did it. What did you expect to happen? What did you expect would happen once the curse got lifted? Give me a break. Hey, hero, over here. Or so I say. But really, for folks who don't know what to do with their quirks and give in to temptation, this is the same old story playing out. You bastard, stealing so brazenly in broad daylight? Though, this is where that old story takes a turn. And then bam, the hero gets cracked in the back of the head with a pipe. Come on, Yellow Hustle, you idiot, did you have to take the whole counter? Haha, too bad for you, hero. We were never just one guy. Say it with me now. We're the Reservoir Dogs, and don't you forget it. If everyone walks a red light, then no one feels any fear. Yep, gangs who schemed their crimes have started gaining notoriety. Ah, interesting. So now we have gangs of villains forming up because they know that they can defeat the scattered heroes that are left. Although, the folks we're looking for should be a little more, well... And he answers his phone. What is it, Giran? How you holding up? And now we see the broker guy that brought Himiko and Dabi to Shigaraki. Long time no talk. How you holding up? I don't know. I don't even know if I'm doing all right. I see. Sounds rough. Answer the damn question. You all right? Oh, yes. In fact, I might sigh from pleasure. I've got so much work. In the past week or two, sales for suits and support items on the black market have skyrocketed. Demand's doubled. It's the Villain Alliance. You've got quite some charisma these days. All those dumb sons of bitches love ya. I'm glad for that. And then we see the black box. No, I ain't. Shut up, goddammit, he says, smacking the side of his head again. And, so, what do you want with me? I'm busy here too. I've got all kinds of free time, says the black speech box. I can't get in touch with Dabi. Do you know where he is? It looks like Shigaraki wants you all to gather for a spell. I'll try giving him another call. I know. No, I don't. Quit piping in, says the guy. Okay then, I can see that you're at your limit. Don't overdo it, alright? Then he hangs up. Damn it, I am me. Currently, the Alliance is split up over various sectors. One reason is to stymie the search for us. The other reason is to expand our organization even more by bringing together like-minded individuals. Who do you think you are? Coming here with that creepy-ass face, says this one dude. The fuck you looking at? You're as good as dead, fucker. And we see, it's Dabi in this, it looks like Dabi in some alleyway walking up to a street gang. No, I won't be needing these on your faces. Yo, and he just burns these people all to crisp. If you're gonna be trash, you can at least be my kindling. Man, he just burned them to pieces. Now we see Magne out. We see Spinner. We see the dude panting up against the wall. It's no use. I need to put it on or else I'm gonna split. I'm gonna divide again. Oh, so is this twice? I'm splitting. But if I have it on, I'll stay in one piece. And he puts his mask back on. Yo, weird that we're getting all of this development for twice. So he puts the mask back on. I'll let spill a little. I was also one to have my fun making mischief. My quirk is called duplication. It's a simple power. It makes 1 into 2. I duplicated myself and then duplicated my clones. Before anyone knew it, we were a team of me's. I made us do my bidding. I was the king of myselves. But then I started resenting that I was a king, so I killed myself. Anything I've duplicated won't vanish until taking a certain amount of damage. We each claimed to be the original, and so we bickered and squabbled. Can you imagine? This insane situation wore on for a week and 2 days, until we slaughtered each other and vanished. Ever since then, I can never be sure I'm the original. Lost track. The insane haven't got any place to belong. Heroes only ever save the pure of heart. I just want to be able to think it's alright to be in my own skin, while being of some use for the alliance that accepts me. And the folks I'm looking for are the ones who are as fucked in the head as me. Oh, crazy motherfuckers wandering for a place to belong. Wandering in search for a place to belong. And it's this crazy gimp narwhal looking dude that stole the thing from before. And a bunch of flames and explosions. Interesting though, twice I don't really get why he was crazy and hearing the second voice in his head. But that does make sense, because remember he was always contradicting himself when we saw him before. So is there a part that contradicts everything and a part that doesn't? I don't get it. I don't get him yet, at least. A bunch of grown men join ranks just to steal the register of a small convenience store? So strange. Normally a gang this big would have a bigger goal in mind, no? Yo, and these guys just destroyed the reservoir dogs? You're all ill. Gotta cure the disease. Yo, and this dude has a crazy ass looking mask. The heck? And they all have the plague doctor masks. We gratefully swiped the cash. So, what say we hightail it out of here before any heroes get here? Overhaul? Nothing but sick people, every which way you look. It would seem that our little gang of psychos have begun creating a place to belong ourselves. Man. Yo, so is that... Those are actually, Hold on, never mind. I'm gonna just keep going. Hang on. Alright then, now what should I do? The hero side and villain side have both started on their transformations, however messily. There ain't nothing more important than knowing just who you are. What do you want to become? How you want to do things doesn't get more important than that. While Class A was taking up the challenge, and then we're cutting away. While Class A was taking up the challenge of the provisional license exam, the next semester is about to start, isn't it? Or has it already started? I thought you were pouring all your concentration into teaching. So, what do you want with me? Now we have All Might sitting in his chair, facing All for One. I just came to set things straight, All for One. So it commences, the meeting of the minds. That was a very odd chapter. It was very odd that we spent an entire chapter getting development on what's going on through the eyes of Twice. I'm still... I'm sure it's going to be important, and it's something I need to remember, but it's just... It was a really odd way to do things. I wasn't expecting it either. So this guy was Twice, and for some reason he has this side that always contradicts himself, and putting on the mask makes it so he doesn't. So he's always contradictory, but I don't get it. Does it release that second self? Or does splitting into two people help to alleviate the madness? I don't get it yet. And those people with the plague masks, I don't know who they were yet. So yeah, it's so odd. At first I thought that maybe it was actually his gang, because the one guy might have been Dobby and the other one might have been Spinner, but no, I don't think so. I think they're completely different people, especially since after that he called the one dude Overhaul or Overload, something like that. But it seems like they killed the reservoir dogs. It seems like they fused them all into a molten pile of goop, because it seems like they were fused into the car as it was being destroyed and burned. So weird. But I guess, again, we'll figure out more about that later. Now we see Katsuki on the cover of 116. Irreverent yet tenacious, savage yet noble, he is the beast of 1A. Number 116, greetings from Tartarus. What in heavens could All Might have to say to that most diabolical evil? I tire of this place, All Might. If I should say, scratch an itch on my back by rubbing against the chair. The very moment I do, countless muzzles point my way. My every vital sign, down to my brainwaves, is being monitored without pause, and if I so much as think of activating a quirk, then my life is forfeit. Imprisoned deep underground and buried under so many layers of security, they've thoroughly eliminated any irregularity. The any irregularity. The world has borrowed from Greek mythology and named this place Tartarus. It's the name of the god who embodies the Hell Realm. I suppose even I would face some harsh times after rebelling against the gods. Whatever you say, point is you're not getting out, says All Might. Let's take that as the case for now. So, what do you want? And where's Gran Torino? Are you here by your own discretion? And just when will you hang up that costume? Don't tell me you're still off playing hero. Surely that can't be. So talkative, says All Might. Show me some sympathy. Can't you see this is my first chance at a conversation in quite some time? And I like that the guards seem to have Shiketsu-style uniforms. They remind me of them, at least. Now we have All Might again. Where is Shigaraki? I don't know. Unlike yours, he's out of my hands now. What are you after, says All Might. What were you after? You went beyond all reason to preserve your body and live ages long, and you spent all of that time exploiting, controlling, and toying with people. What were you trying to accomplish? What a fruitless topic. It's not as though you could ever agree with anything I have to answer. After all, there will always be those with whom one simply can't see eye to eye. Really, I'm no different from you. We're the same. Just as you aspired to be the hero of justice, so I aspired to be the dark king of evil. It's all quite simple. I embraced my ideals, and had the power to realize them. I don't feel any remorse for my efforts, if I could live amidst my ideals forever. Then why did you groom a successor? You of all people need reason to ask. What a laugh. Isn't it obvious? It's because you robbed me of everything. Look at my body. I'm barely holding on to life through this tube. The ideals I thought were boundless hit their limit when you made your debut. And, when people see their days are numbered, they bequeath. You can see it in most anything, in the buildings and houses they erect, or in the food that they pop into their mouths without a thought. Everything was developed by man, entrusting to man. And I'm just trying to do what everyone else is. All Might, you have about 3 minutes left. Somebody calls through the radio, it looks like. Wait, say it isn't so. I want to talk more. Let's see. Ah, yes. I think the world must be exceedingly shaken up by your retirement. What's it like out there? Outside information is under strict wraps. We ask that you refrain from divulging anything imprudent, they say over the loudspeaker again. You heard him, says All Might. What a shame. Though, I have a good guess. Right now, I'd wager that given both the anxiety of your absence and the antipathy towards the new leader Endeavor, that the media is currently making the case for all of Hero Society to come as one. Meanwhile, the so-called social outcasts who don't support heroes will sense the growing instability in the air and begin to act. They will join hands and form organizations under the common hope that they, too, might move the world. For the moment being, I suspect Tomura and his comrades will remain in hiding. Naturally, that would be in order to ascertain the organizations coming to the fore, as he'd want to expand his influence wide and far, or far and wide. Conflicts between villains themselves will likely become a frequent occurrence. If the scenario that I've pictured has truly come to pass, then I can surmise that that's what's going on, give or take. And if, hypothetically, that is how it all turned out, then it follows that it's your deceit and retirement that caused it. From now on, you won't be able to save anyone, capable only of gazing impotently at the burgeoning throngs of villains you gave birth to. I think you'll probably live out the rest of your days crushed by the weight of your own powerlessness. But please, do tell. How does it feel? Man, One for All is just destroying All Might and everything he has built. All Might, please step away from him, the people say over the loudspeaker. Typical. People always get angry when someone gets it dead right. But I'm afraid you can't hit me here. Bastard. You don't think you know what... You bastard. Don't think you know everything, says All Might. I know what you're thinking. This entire time I've been devishing that which would upset you. You were going to have Shigaraki, a blood relative of my master, kill me, or kill me and the boy. That's the gist of it, right? And? No. What would you do once you found him? You don't see the bastard as a villain anymore. Not really. You'd waver, says, Torino in the flashback. His lineage doesn't matter. The man's a criminal. I'm not dying. I won't let Shigaraki kill me. No one's gonna kill me, and it won't play out as you planned. You did say you came to set things straight. Did you come just to say that? And then the loudspeaker comes over again. All Might, it's time. Please return. I'm going to take your precious plans for the future and crush them, no matter how many times it takes. And you'll be the one who spends the rest of your life, or the rest of his life, the rest of his life gazing on impotently. Whew. And then we have the evil laugh coming from All for One as All Might leaves. Foo foo foo. The rest of my life, eh? I'm sorry for the timing overlap with school hours. Tartarus's procedures were a nightmare. So, how'd it go? If you were expecting anything close to new information, I'm sorry. Well, it's never going to be smooth going. Looks like things will stretch on for a while. And we have All Might with Tsukauchi. According to his hunch, they'll stay in hiding to expand their influence. I guess it'd be stupid to take him seriously and attempt another ambush. Ah, right, the other thing. I couldn't make it work because of their protocols, but questioning Stain? And then his phone rings. Midoriya, my boy, excuse me. Sure. And he looks at a text sent to him with the license exam. Thanks to you, I took the next big step. Oh, and he smiles. Oh, my heart. What? Oh, nothing. Hey, would you look at the road? Tsukauchi. I wonder if All Might saw it, Izuku thinks. It's back to normal lessons tomorrow. Texting, says, Kirishima walking up to Izuku. Yeah. And then in the background we see, Momo and, Momo drinking tea, or actually hot chocolate, because, then we have Ashido saying, give me some hot chocolate. Summer break was way too eventful, says, I think that might be Kaminari. I sure won't ever be forgetting it. Okay. Text in mind, too. Oh, what a cutie pie. And we see Asui looking at Tokiyami with Koda and Koda's rabbit. Hey, fuckwipe. Show your face later. And we have Katsuki walking in. The secret he inherited. What does Katsuki want? We gotta talk about your quirk, he says. Man. That's actually a pretty cool panel at the end of that. That was a good chapter. I like that. That entire chapter was pretty much that conversation. But, man, a conversation when One for All is involved can really fill out a chapter quite well. And again, the whole greater like social aspect of what's going on with heroes and villains is incredibly interesting to me, because I think the more heroes and more villains we see, the more organizations of heroes and teams of heroes, organizations and teams of villains that we see, the funner it's going to be for future arcs. So yeah, definitely liking where this is going. And moving on into 117, and Yodeku, show your face later. Called out so suddenly, and it's nighttime. We see Kirishima, Momo, Todoroki, Ida all asleep. Kachan, how far are we going? And they're out walking. We can't just go tromping off into the night like this. Izuku's shirt says sheets. Come on. And then Katsuki's still just walking. And it's a memory flashback to him walking with Izuku behind him as kids. It's all about your quirk, fuckwipe. I remember this place. This is Ground Beta. The place I fought you in our first battle trial and lost. Says, Katsuki. Makes me sick every time. I mean, I kinda knew. You, who were supposed to be a quirkless failure, somehow passed and got into UA, and somehow manifested a quirk. And then we see the flashback. I obtained this quirk from somebody else. One day, I'll have properly made it my own power. And then I'll surpass you by my own power. An incomprehensible little shit-sputtering incomprehensible garbage, says, Katsuki. Yet Yet you kept climbing and climbing and climbing up on with that shit-eating look of satisfaction. Ever since the sludge, no, ever since All Might came to town, ever since then, you kept on climbing, up, up, up. And in the end, you pass the provisional, and I fail. What's up with that? Like, what the fuck even? It's not that I'm stronger than you, or, says Izuku, cutting in. Shut the fuck up and listen, shithead. Sorry? All this time, it's made me so sick, so goddamn angry. But I pieced it all together, in a way, at Kamino. You made that borrowed power your own already? Here it comes. I never stopped thinking about it, he says. You obtained it from All Might, didn't you? That quirk? Nizuku looks scared. I heard something about that villain boss bastard. He can steal, then give away other people's quirks. I don't know if I can believe that, but if we think about how one of the pussycats is unable to work because she'd lost her quirk, and those Nomu freaks having multiple ones, its credibility is quite high. How weak you've become, All Might. And then, this time, I'm going to make sure to throw you into the slammer. All Might and that boss guy seem to have met before. This whole transfer of quirks thing is real, and All Might is somehow related to that guy. I drew the line to what you said before. I obtained this quirk from someone else. You met All Might, then you changed, and All Might lost his power. You're next, he remembers, All Might pointing. You were the only one who took those words differently. All Might wouldn't give me a straight answer, so that's why I'm asking you, fuckstick. And then we see a flashback to All Might. Fortunately, young Bakugo misconstrued your words as a bunch of nonsense, so I'll let it slide this one time, but please from now on, not a peep about it. You ain't denying it, so that really is it. Fuck. I already knew. The second he said it was about my quirk, I already knew. This is what I get for not keeping my mouth shut. Now that you've asked, what are you going to do, says Izuku. We both admired All Might, didn't we? Huh, that's right. In no time at all, the man I looked up to acknowledged some asshole I thought was just a pebble for so long. That's why you needed her. That's why you need to fight me, right here, right now. Why? Wait, why does it need to come to that? No way, like I said, it's already bad enough we're out here to begin with. At the very least, if you're set on fighting, then could we spar in free practice? We should borrow the training room. There's no reason we have to do it now. If we seriously go at it, then they'd stop us. Then he opens his eyes and lifts his head up so you can see his face. Let me see with my own eyes what it is about you that made All Might do all of that for you. If the way you looked up to him was the right way, then I guess that means the way I did it was wrong. Wrong then. Is that it? Kachan. No matter what trouble he's in, he always wins in the end, always. No matter how much trouble they're in, he always goes and saves them with a smile. If you don't want a nice big wound, then brace yourself, he says, stretching. You switch your main to kicks, right? I said hold on, we can't. Then Katsuki rushes him. Kachan. His right swing. No, it can't be. I've already countered it before. It must be a feint, so... And then, big explosion. Izuku jumps up into the air. So why you gotta read so deep into it, fuckface? Come at me. Are we really doing this? Kachan. Feelings erupting. They clash. Yo, so now we're going to get a refight with them. I like this. I like this development for Katsuki. With Izuku, it's kind of same old Izuku kind of stuff happening, but I like this development for Katsuki quite a lot. And yeah, let's go ahead and move on into 118. And I didn't want to read 119, but it's only been 30 minutes, so if I read 119 we're moving into 118. If I read 118 pretty quickly, I'll do 119 as well. Okay. Now, number 118, A Meaningless Fight. 2 1A students at ground beta after school hours confirmed, says one of the camera guard robot things. Class A, homeroom teacher Eraserhead. Extension 8. Hey, Eraserhead. A robot was watching. 2 of your students are at ground beta. This is instructor negligence. Take responsibility and go over there and tell them off. And then we see Aizawa just sitting at his computer. Are you serious? Dead serious. What the hell are they doing? And then he walks outside. And somebody's holding out his arms, probably All Might. Now we see Katsuki and Izuku fighting. Then, I guess that means the way I looked up to him was wrong then. Is that it? Wait a second, do we really have to fight, says Izuku. The way you looked up to him can't be wrong. Nobody's saying anything like that. Then Katsuki goes in for another attack. I said wait. Wait up, Kachan. Even though you were always behind me. Are you okay? No matter how many times I beat you up. Even though you were always fucking stuck to me. Stop running. Fight me. And we still see more and more flashbacks. Even though we admired the same person. I'll tell you this once. Self-confidence is indeed a very vital thing. And you're not mistaken that you have talent benefiting a pro. Or talent befitting a pro. I understand it's because of young Midoriya's sudden growth, is it not? But you know, if you compare someone at level 1 to someone at level 50, then the pace at which they grow can't be totally even, now can it? Why? And he goes for another attack and gets grabbed. And then he kicks Izuku straight in the chin. Izuku handsprings backwards and goes for a kick of his own. Why? And then he falls back. And Izuku's bleeding from the mouth. Are you, don't you dare worry about me, he says, slapping his hand away. Fight me, what the hell, why? Why? I started chasing that damn kid. The fucking bastard that was always behind me. A piece of shit like you gaining that power and getting recognized by All Might, even though I'm getting stronger too. So why me? Why was I the one that caused All Might's end? And if I'd only been stronger, if I hadn't gotten captured by those villains, then that shit would have never happened. And he's wiping away tears. All Might was trying to keep it a secret. I couldn't tell anyone. But even if I tried not to think about it, even if I relaxed for a second, it'd all come flooding back. I don't know what the hell to do. This whole time he's been shouldering all of it. Hold on. Okay. He's been shouldering all of it, even more than I was this whole time. He was worrying about it. He couldn't stop thinking about it. Do we really have to fight? This fight may well have no meaning to it. Win or lose, there might be no point. Even so, I have to do it, I thought. And then he kicks Katsuki in the head. That's fine. I was curious if shoot style would work on you anyway. The only one that can receive Kachan's feelings now is me. If we're really doing this, I won't hold back. Take those feelings head on. Did that chapter seem short as well? Yeah, because this says I'm only 33 minutes in. There is no way I read that in 3 minutes. How long was that chapter? It says 18 pages. What? How am I reading this that quickly? How did I read 115 to 118 within 30 minutes? Whatever. I'm going to keep reading because how are the chapters that short? Oh well, whatever. Let's keep moving along, I guess. Let me grab some water. Something just seems really weird. That does not make any sense that I could have read that many chapters in only 30 minutes. But oh well. Let's keep reading, I guess. 119. Let's go. For Katsuki, who lets his emotions explode violently, the only thing Izuku can do is... By fighting, I may have only wanted to help him release his uncontrollable pent-up feelings. Even so, I may have been out of line, but I couldn't selfishly reject them. Thinking about it now, it's all a bit messed up. From kindergarten to elementary school to junior high to high school, I'm not going to be your sandbag, Kachan. We'd been together for the longest time, but even up until now, we've never expressed our feelings and talked things out, ever. Then Katsuki grabs his face, Izuku grabs him by the shirt. Number 119, Deku vs. Kachan 2. Then Katsuki jumps into the air, above, goes down for an attack. Too close. He dodges again. Yo, that spinning attack looks cool. Don't let him think, Katsuki thinks as he goes rolling towards it. Yo, that explosive rollout move. Flame wheel on him. He can cover this distance by the time I land. This is bad, thinks Izuku. Knock his hand away. Yo. That is interesting. And then it looks like he's able to hit him in the chest. Or Katsuki's able to hit Izuku in the chest, send him backwards. He goes flying towards him. I don't even have time to catch my breath. And he grabs the railing he was thrown onto and flings himself back. Katsuki grabs his arm and tosses him again. Ugh. My method of predicting my enemy's moves, then deciding on the proper course of action is too slow. That ability to watch and immediately react, even more than before, he's definitely been polishing that skill. I'm sure it's obvious, but you've really gotten stronger. What the fuck you smiling about, he says. I thought you weren't gonna be my punching bag or some shit like that. I won't, he says, getting back up. You're probably just plotting something, as usual. Stun grenade. And then he holds out both hands for an explosion. That kind of thing always disgusts me. I never know what the hell you're thinking. No matter how much I beat the crap out of you, you just fucking came back. You were just a piece of shit with nothing. Yet you always looked at me with those eyes like you were fucking looking down on me. It's like the entire damn time you were sneering at me from above. Someday you'll really surpass me. It's that damn attitude that pisses me off. So that's what you were thinking, says Izuku. Yeah, normally, you'd think someone who's always bullied and made fun of usually wouldn't want to deal with that person. However, just as you said, it's exactly because I had nothing that, despite of all your negative traits, to the same degree you were so amazing it was blinding. You had so many things that I didn't. To me, you were this amazing person who, unlike All Might, was always nearby. That's why I always got a bit too emotional. He's several times faster than before, thinks Katsuki as Izuku's coming in, and my control was thrown off. My body always had a maximum output that it would allow. In full cal, I was constantly aware that it was only 5%. Unexpectedly, I didn't even realize just how much I'd trained my body. Can't dodge it, gotta block, says Katsuki. Full body continuous power maximum output, 8%. I've always been chasing you. So now his full cal isn't even 5% anymore, it's 8%. I've always been chasing you. A power shoot style kick. Wow. Once again, it feels like we're blowing through this. That was only like 3 minutes again. How did we get through a chapter? And I get it's a fight chapter. I think that's the biggest thing, is that fight chapters in anything are usually faster to read, but come on. There's no way we're getting through this much in a week. It's less than 40 minutes. I'm going to read 120. I'm going to keep going because, like I said, I want to read till around 45 minutes to an hour's worth. So let's just read 120. At long last, character poll results. Okay, this is good. I'm glad I kept reading. I like this. I like this a lot. The results of the character popularity poll. I've risen a lot thanks to you, listeners, and Present Mike went from 36th to 17th. I fell, well, compared to him, it's not that far. Tokuyami fell from 7th to 15th, poor guy, and Kaminari fell from 10th to 11th. This time there were a lot of votes that made you think, what? Why? And Pikachu and Mega Man got a vote. What is this, Smash Brothers? And Hanta went from 27th to 18th, and Mashira went from 14th to 12th. There were a surprising number for Hero Gear, too, says Momo, who went from 11th to 13th. Poor Momo. And the goggles from Eraserhead got 3 votes, and then Katsuki's arm gauntlet got 5 votes. Yeah! Midoriya's boots got 2. Yay! Shonen Jump tickets postcard entries. Thank you for taking the effort to vote, says Shinsu, who went from 12th to 14th. He's still 14th? Damn, fans like Shinso. I'm glad I got somehow to 20th, and is that Shindo Yo at 20th place, I think, maybe? I'm not even a hero, but I ranked in. I was expecting a lot higher than 19th for Himiko. You would figure Himiko, because of the lewds, would get much higher. Then Shigaraki moved from 19th to 16th. You would think once again that Shigaraki would be higher placed than that, because he's a really great villain. And Monetta's just screaming. Banana dropped from 18th to 31st. That is a drop. That is quite the drop. Okay, now we have our top 10. Top 10 most popular characters. Okay, 10th, Uraraka Ochako. 9th, Asuisuyu. That's a cute outfit. 8th, Ida Tenya. 7th, Kyoka. Oh my god, I thought that Kyoka wasn't even a very popular character, and I was one of the only ones that liked her. But she's the highest rated girl in the series, are you kidding? Kyoka, you are the best. I freaking love Kyoka. 6th place, All Might, of course. 5th place, Kirishima. Kirishima's my favorite character, so I'm really glad he's in 5th. 4th place, Aizawa. Aizawa's another one of my favorites, glad he's in 4th. And then in 3rd, Todoroki. Todoroki's one of my favorites, so of course I'm glad he's in 3rd. Izuku in 2nd, and Bakugo in 1st. That's really surprising. Of course I expected Izuku and Bakugo to be at the top, but of all the character popularity polls, I have never ever seen a main character not come in 1st. Especially for Bakugo to have beat Izuku by this many votes. What the hell even? I was not expecting that at all. I'm so happy Kirishima's this high up though. I am very, very happy about that. And Kyoka's a surprise. I am very surprised Kyoka's that high up. Wow. Okay, let's read this chapter though. That speed was unexpected, even for me. Usually, going from 5% to 8% wouldn't be that dramatic of a change. However, with just that tiny difference, for one moment, I've always been chasing you. He caught up, huh? Thinks Bakugo. And then he goes in for another attack. Izuku yells, doing a back kick. Shit. Boom, gets sent backwards. Couldn't get a direct hit off in time. Bastard speed suddenly jumped to a high, and then he's already running back in. That all you got? I can't stand the thought of saying this directly to you because it sounds hypocritical, but the fuck? When I feel like I have to win more than I feel like I have to help, my language becomes more vulgar and I thoughtlessly run my mouth. I want to win and surpass you. How do you not get that, dumbass? Man. It really should be part of myself that I hate, but somewhere inside me, you're that image of victory. Oh, so whenever Izuku thinks he has to win, he gets more like, Katsuki. In midair, I've got the advantage, thinks Katsuki. It's not like I meaninglessly charged in and jumped. The power-up was a bit unexpected, though. Kachan's impression of the shoot style, stupid direct charge kick, is probably solidly entrenched in his brain. This may be your fight to vent, but I'm not here to nicely play along. Shoot style is a way to fight, without overusing my arms. 5%. But I never said I couldn't use them. The embodiment of victory. Sorry, but I want to beat you. You're next. So I can prove to All Might he was right to choose me, and he goes in for a punch. Straight to the side of the face. His face just wrapping around his fist. I want to win and surpass you. How do you not get that, dumbass? I won't lose. And he grabs Izuku's sleeve and tosses him down as well with an explosion and just lands on him with his hand on his face. And they're both panting and coughing. Katsuki's got him pinned. I win. All Might's power. Even if you have that power, even if you've made it your own, you still lost to me. Hey, why the hell did you lose? That's far enough, you two. I'm sorry, but I've been listening the whole time, says All Might. All Might. I'm sorry, I never noticed. Why now? Why, Deku? Since that sludge guy, I've been thinking, why this guy? Why Deku? Since that sludge guy, I've been thinking, why this guy? He was helpless, but he was more of a hero than anyone else. I thought you were already strong, so I decided to help him stand in the arena, rather than you, who had long since been in it. But I'm weak too, says Katsuki. That's why I wanted to become someone strong like you. I'm fucking weak, that's why you're like that. This is not your fault. I was approaching my limit anyway. This outcome was unavoidable. You are strong, however. I focused solely on that strength and made you shoulder far too much. I'm sorry. You too are still young. And he grabs Katsuki. I've been a hero for a long time, so this is my opinion. And Bakugo's trying to push him away. Obsessing over victory like young Bakugo and thinking you want to help those in need like young Midoriya, either one of them is sufficient. If either one of them is sufficient, you can't maintain your sense of justice as a hero. Just as young Midoriya looked up to young Bakugo's strength and young Bakugo feared young Midoriya's heart, maybe now, with your feelings laid bare, you've come to realize, haven't you? If you two can accept each other fully and complement your strengths, save those in need to achieve victory, seek victory to save the day, yes, do both and you can become the greatest of heroes. I wasn't asking for that shit. And he sits down. Hey you've got the strongest guy laying out the path for you. Don't go fucking losing. I will get stronger. Strong enough to beat you, says Izuku, nodding to him. Then Katsuki sighs. Who knows what's between you and Deku? Recovery girl and the principal? As for the students, only you. That's him explaining to Katsuki, who knows about it all. You don't want anyone to find out, right, All Might? Since you're hiding it, I won't tell a soul. Unlike this shit for brains Deku, I won't. This secret stays with us here. The secret between the two becomes a secret amongst the three. Man, that was good. That was, again, one of the best chapters in the series. That was damn good. Of course, the fight last chapter was amazing too. It was one of the better fights I've seen in manga in general, just because of the way it was fleshed out. But yeah, computer's getting close to dying and stuff, so either way, if you did like the video, I'm just going to hurry up and get through this. Know that I loved all 6 of these chapters. We're going to discuss it a ton more in the comments and in the Q&A, I'm sure. But either way, I'll go ahead and end the video. Like if you did like it. Comment down there. Tell me what you thought of... I don't know how I read these so fast. Comment down there. Tell me what you thought of these 6 chapters. What you thought of my thoughts on them and everything. Q&A will be up the day after this probably, but don't worry if your comments aren't in that, they'll just be in next week's, maybe, depending on if they're discussion comments, you know. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that for more Boku no Hero Academia, both manga and anime and all that. Once we catch up, we'll cover the manga week to week. Follow on Twitter if you want. I'll try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel. That's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.